Today, we're diving into a mind-bending alternate reality. We all know Athens as the cradle of democracy and philosophy. But what if history took a sharp, brutal turn? What if, instead of Athens, the mighty, disciplined, and utterly ruthless Sparta had united ancient Greece under its iron fist? Grab your shields, folks, because this is going to be a wild ride. Picture this. The Peloponnesian War ends, and Sparta, victorious, doesn't just dismantle the Athenian Empire. It absorbs it, all of it. From the rocky shores of Ionia to the fertile plains of Thessaly, the red cloaks of Spartan hoplites become the symbol of a new, unified Hellenic state. Forget the bickering city-states. Now there is only the Spartan hegemony. The first and most dramatic change? Society itself would be remade in Sparta's image. Spartan life was a machine, designed for one purpose: creating the perfect soldier. This wasn't a society that valued art for art's sake or open debate in the agora. It valued strength, discipline, and absolute loyalty to the state. So, in this new Spartan-led Greece, the Athenian Academy? Probably repurposed into a military barracks. The vibrant theater of Dionysus? Replaced with brutal combat training grounds. Young boys across Greece would be taken from their families at age 7, not to learn rhetoric or mathematics, but to endure the agoj, the infamous Spartan training regimen. Life would become harsh, militaristic, and focused entirely on the strength of the collective, not the freedom of the individual. Personal wealth and luxury, so central to cities like Corinth, would be seen as weaknesses and stamped out. Everyone would eat the same bland food, wear the same simple clothes, and live in service to the state. The rich tapestry of Greek culture would be replaced by a monochrome blanket of Spartan austerity. Now let's talk about governance. The word democracy? It would probably become a forbidden term, a relic of a failed, decadent past. Sparta was ruled by 2 kings and a council of elders, the Gerousia. This oligarchic system would be imposed across all of Greece. Free-thinking citizens would be replaced by subjects. The idea of one man, one vote would be laughable. Power wouldn't come from the people. It would be inherited or earned through military prowess. Dissent would be crushed without mercy by the Krypteia, the secret police. This unified Spartan Greece would be incredibly stable, brutally efficient, and utterly terrifying for anyone who dared to question authority. Forget philosophy. The only question that would matter is, how does this serve the state? Thinkers like Socrates or Plato, in a Spartan Greece, they would likely have been executed as threats to social order long before they ever wrote a single word. But what about the rest of the world? A united, militarized Greece under Spartan command would be a geopolitical juggernaut. The Persian Empire, long a thorn in the side of the Greeks, would now face a unified, disciplined fighting force unlike any other. It's very likely that the Spartans, not content to simply defend, would go on the offensive. Could they have conquered Persia? It's a fascinating question. The Spartan army was the best in the world, but it was also relatively small. To control a vast empire, they would need to adapt, something the deeply conservative Spartans were famously bad at. They might have created a series of client states ruled by military governors, extending their influence deep into Asia. But the real game changer would be their encounter with a rising power in the West, Rome. Imagine the legions of Rome, methodical and adaptable, clashing with the phalanxes of Sparta, unyielding and disciplined. It would be a clash of titans, a war that could define the very future of Western civilization. Who would win? It's impossible to say for sure, but it would have been a conflict of epic, earth-shattering proportions. So, let's look at the long-term legacy. The world we live in is, in many ways, a descendant of Athens. Our concepts of democracy, philosophy, science, and art all trace their roots back to that vibrant city-state. In a world shaped by Sparta, this legacy would be erased. The intellectual explosion of the classical era would be snuffed out. Science would stagnate, as free inquiry would be replaced by state-sanctioned doctrine. Art would become propaganda, glorifying the state and its warriors. The great monuments we admire, like the Parthenon, might never have been built, or they'd be replaced by stark, functional military architecture. The very idea of individual humanism, the concept that every person has inherent worth, would be a foreign concept. Our world would be less colorful, less free, and infinitely more rigid. The great leap forward in human thought that Athens gave us would be replaced by a long march of disciplined conformity. Ultimately, a Greece united by Sparta would have created a world that is almost unrecognizable. It would be a world of order, strength, and stability, but at the cost of freedom, creativity, and progress. It's a stark reminder that the ideas we cherish today weren't inevitable. They were fought for, and they could have been lost. The triumph of Athens, for all its flaws, gave us a heritage of inquiry and liberty. The triumph of Sparta would have given us a cage, albeit a very strong and orderly one. It makes you appreciate the world we have and the delicate balance between order and freedom. What do you think? Would a Spartan-led world be a utopia of discipline or a dystopian nightmare? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. It's a fascinating scenario to ponder. Thanks for joining me on this alternate history journey. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more what ifs, and ring that bell so you never miss an episode. Until next time, stay curious.